If I were walking across this bridge, say in Indiana, I'd be walking across a river or maybe a creek. But because I'm in the desert area of California, I'm walking over a bridge that is over a wash. Now they're called washes out here because water only washes through them maybe a week or two out of every year. You see, debris and mud and all kinds of stuff come down off the mountains when there is a rain. Rains are rare here. And if the street dipped down through here, which it did before 1930, you couldn't get through here. And Palm Springs was, until this bridge was built, cut off from the rest of the world a couple of times a year. Then in the 1980s, down there, the city fathers created a second escape route many, many decades later in order to let people get across Sunrise Way, providing a second way to get out of all of this mess. They also channelized the tributary down through here, creating a beautiful river of sorts when there is water in it. And here's a good example of what those two roads used to be like. This is the street, Araby Street, going down through its wash. There's not much corruption in here now, but I've been here when you couldn't get through here with boots on. You see, this is in a neighborhood where the neighbors don't want a bridge. Down there, though, for that street down there used to be Highway 111. And it was necessary to build a bridge here in the 60s, the way the one was built downtown in the 30s, because that used to be a state highway also. And there's something else you can do in a wash you can't do in a river. That's build a golf course. This is Cathedral Canyon Drive in Cathedral City, California, right next to Palm Springs, and it's flooded out here. There's no bridge, but there is a golf course. They figure it's cheaper to fix the course 2 or 3 times a year than anything else because that's cheap real estate. And the Cimarron Golf Course also sits here in the Whitewater River. The runoff wasn't bad enough to shut it down, but it certainly didn't shut down the street. Ramon behind me, right here on the border of Palm Springs and Cathedral City. Ramon's an important enough street that they built a bridge for it back in the 80s, but it's really gridlocked right now because up there isn't a bridge. And there are 2 reasons why there's no bridge here on Vista Chino, causing everybody to have to go down to Ramon to get from one city to the other. It's too wide to build a bridge. They would have had to have built a causeway, and when they were spending all the money to redo downtown's bridges, there just weren't that many people up in this area. And just 2 blocks over there, things are even worse. And this one is a lot worse because it's one of the main ways to get from Palm Springs to Desert Hot Springs. It's Gene Autry Trail, but there is one worse situation. This is Indian Canyon, the main way to get from Palm Springs to Desert Hot Springs. The Amtrak station is also up here, as is the Greyhound bus let-off point. So it's a real mess. 3 ways to get from Palm Springs to what we call DHS, 2 of them blocked. But that's what happens when it rains out here occasionally. There's not the money to build bridges, and in a very wide area, it would be impossible. So we live with it here. And that's the difference between having a river and a wash. I'm Dennis Daly.